Okay, so for this stage, we're going to do the inside where the light is, the side right here, because there's more light from these windows, and this one here. We're using yellow ochre, cadmium yellow light, white, ultramarine violet, and I have burnt umber on the side or raw umber on the side. Just I don't squeeze it out, just leave it there. Brushes, round and flat. Not sure which one I'm going to use. Eventually, you know, I'll decide because there's going to be a different detail in there. So take, for now, take this one here, the bright or flat, bright, and I'm going to dip the tip of the brush in water, take a bit of yellow ochre. Now, and I'm going to put it here. Start from here, spread it. Because the initial part is to cover this black. This is a really good layer for now. Now we're going to do kind of the same at the bottom. Don't go too thick. This is the first layer. This is a reflection of the light on the pavement. Push it down. We're going to have many layers eventually. And already you can see how beautiful it looks. It looks really awesome. Side. We're going to change the colors eventually, making it darker, lighter on this side, on the right hand side. But see, look, if you look at the reference, you will see that there's a strong light coming from behind the post, the lamp, which frames the lamp post and makes it look even darker, because that's such a strong beautiful yellow light coming behind it, framing it, kind of. Just a bit of light coming from the windows up here. Hint. We will adjust the highlight eventually, but now just a hint of light. Okay. There's a bit of light coming from this window. But this light should be a bit darker. So I'm going to use a touch of ultramarine violet with my yellow ochre. So what I'm doing is I'm toning down my yellow ochre with ultramarine violet. And up here, mostly down at the bottom, there's a strong light. Actually, the window facing has more of the blues and the reflection. We'll do this later on, but for now, just to cover again the black, I'm using yellow ochre down here, and I'm mixing ultramarine violet with my yellow ochre on top. And I'm just going to do, we can't see what's happening with this window because there's a trash can, which I removed. So I'm assuming we will have a bit of reflection down here.
So Lael, your yellow ochre is much brighter than mine.
Yours is more subdued?
Very, yeah, and it's like, yeah.
What is your make? Can I, what's your?
It's Winsor & Newton.
Oh, yes, yes, Winsor & Newton, usually their colors are more subdued. Okay. I
mean, I can brighten it over time because it's only one layer, but.
Okay, well, yeah, it can be, yeah, that's no problem, yeah. Now, next step, cadmium yellow light, I'm gonna mix yellow ochre with it because to tone it down again, I'm changing my yellow ochre from just yellow ochre to a lighter color, but with still muted. I don't want it to be too strong because we leave the strongest color highlight to the end. We're building up our colors. So yellow ochre, cadmium yellow light, a bit of white in here. And I'm gonna come here and see, oh, it's too strong, okay. For the upper part, yeah, that's good. It shouldn't be too bright, top part. Then down here, because there's like a kind of, I'm not sure what it is. It's like a door inside. And I'm gonna go down. I don't want to go all the way down because I need to keep this darker. I'm going to put some other stuff in here. But what I'm going to do is come over to this side and add a tiny bit more of yellow ochre. The only reason we're doing this because we want a variety of highlights in there. We don't want the whole thing to be exactly the same highlights. So it's divided into sections of highlights. I am simplifying still. Now, this is really strong. This is spacing. So this is where the color is, the light coming from here. Then so I stopped here. This is kind of, it has a bit of more yellow ochre in here. Oh, yellow ochre in here. Okay. Now, let's take a bit of yellow, more yellow. Don't clean your brush. Just add more yellow to your brush. Give it a bit of, but it shouldn't be too strong. Adjust it if you find it strong. It should be slightly lighter than this, right there. The only reason I'm doing this, I'm working with the variety of these colors and not just play around with one or add one color. It's just because this is the focal point. This is where all the detail goes. It goes here around him because I can see around his face, there's like a strong highlight from the reference on one side, on this side. Now, the more I go to the side of the window, I'm going to darken that because otherwise everything will look flat. But what I want to do is show that the window moves on a curve, it curves. So I'm just gonna, same colors on my brush, just a tiny bit of ultramarine violet, because ultramarine violet and yellow is a good color, but it needs to be sometimes, the ratio shouldn't be exactly the same, more yellow than ultramarine violet. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful color in here, like highlights in here, just a little bit, and a very strong highlight on the other side. I'll wait for you. I'm not going to do it right now because there's work here to be done right there in here. While we're doing this, those strong highlights, let's go back to yellow ochre and yellow. And let's give it not as strong. Let me see now. Yeah, it's not very strong, but a bit of reflection. I'm using yellow ochre, cadmium yellow light, ultramarine violet to tone down my yellows because I can see on the street, oh, it needs more. On the pavement, the highlight is not as strong as in the window. Okay. Let's add a bit of more yellow ochre in here and ultramarine violet. Honestly, the more reflection, the more colors you put in the reflection, the nicer it looks. Side one, side windows, the one here, yellow ochre, bit of ultramarine, yellow ochre and cadmium yellow, light. We're going to be introducing a bit of red soon. So actually, let's widen this one a bit. Most of the time you see the strong light on top. Once you get to the bottom, the light becomes a bit darker. Always, it's always because the lights are up in the ceiling. So you get the strong light up here, and then once you get to the bottom, it just becomes slightly darker. Okay, another one here, another highlight. And then again, we go back, yellow ochre, right here. Again, a bit of more yellow ochre. So there's a variety of intensity of that color. It's not all intense. If you put the intensity of the color everywhere, you lose the effect. So you want to show a bit more intense on one side or one part, and then less intense, and then it's intense again. So it's just play around with this. Good. Now, I really want this strong, intense color to be behind the lamppost and not all around. I'll show you where we're going to put that intense yellow or light. On this side, on the left side of the post, it's going to be here, right here. And I switched to round so I can have control with the brush, more control. Don't worry if you lose the shape of that post, it doesn't matter. We can put it back. We will have to put it back anyway. So now on one side, I can see, on one side, I can see a strong highlight. And then on this, but it doesn't go all the way down. It just kind of ends halfway where the post is. But on this side, on the right-hand side of the post, it actually frames the post all the way down. And it is a very strong yellow, actually yellow and white, a bit of white up here. I lost the shape of the post. I'm not concerned about that. And I'll put it back on later. Now, because I'm going down, I'm going to start adding a bit of yellow ochre with this color and start kind of toning down this light. So it's not exactly the same value from top to bottom. It's not all light from here to here. It's very light right there, but then halfway, I add a bit of yellow ochre to tone down my color. Over here, on this side, we're still light, right here. I'm gonna add a bit of white with yellow ochre and white in here. And instead of lemony yellow, I'm making it more like a butter color. Take yellow ochre again with yellow and white. And over here, just a hint. This is too much. All right. Hint. So yellow ochre. Again, a hint of light right there. It doesn't have to be exactly the same what you're seeing in the reference. We can play around with this. As long as it's not taking over. Hint, top. Sorry, there's no light here. It's right there, right here. I'm gonna add more yellow ochre. Ah, that's beautiful. It's like a gold color. Again, a little more. And let's leave this. Let's go back to here, down here. I'm just gonna increase the amount of reflection of the with yellow ochre only. Okay. Down here, there must be something in the window that is lit inside. So I'm just gonna put a couple little ones right there. Just kind of a hint of something in here. Okay, and then that's it. I'm gonna stop. All right. Okay, so let's take now for this part right here and down here. We're gonna take yellow ochre, put ultramarine violet in it, and white. Okay, it should tip more towards the ultramarine violet when you add white, not the yellow. That's good. Same on this side. Good. Now I'm going to take a very small amount. Look, this is like, that's my brush. With the corner of my brush, some red. Where can I mix this? Here. That has a touch of red in there. Very small amount. Oh, sorry. Add white. You don't have to do it if you like.
Can you recap the color again that you're using?
Just it was yellow ochre and white. And I had yellow ochre, purple, ultramarine violet, and white. I used it here, right there, right? And here on this side. Now I added it with the corner of my brush, just picked up a bit of red, mixed it in that same mixture that I used, just to make it more reddish, a touch of red in there. And I'm using it right here, right there. You know why I'm doing this? Because there's red down here. We're gonna be adding red down here. And it's nice to see a reflection of that red up in this corner, because I can see it there too in the reference. Now, working with this, we will have to start highlighting a bit more. So do you want me to wait?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm gonna add white to my yellow ochre here. Touch of red. I'm sorry, touch of yellow. White again. Right, beautiful. Look, this is like really nice. So it's yellow ochre, cadmium yellow light, and white on my brush. Let's see. Now we're gonna highlight this part. Wow, this is awesome. Yes. Bring it down. We're spending a lot of time here because it's the focal point. I'd rather not see any of the canvas texture, if possible. Bring down a bit, tone down the color a bit using ultramarine violet, just ultramarine violet. Don't do anything to your brush. Don't wipe it, don't clean it. Just kind of add a bit of ultramarine violet at the bottom. Same here, just ultramarine violet. Ultramarine violet again. It's good that I like ultramarine violet because it's transparent, so it doesn't take over when you add it to, it just sits on top. Okay. I'm wiping my brush. I'm going to take white, add it to the yellow again, cadmium yellow and yellow ochre. So a lot of white now into my yellow ochre. If you have cadmium yellow light on it, that's fine, but this is going to go here. All the way down. Not all the way down, sorry, not all the way down, just kind of up to here. And in this corner. And in this corner here. I'm using a round brush. I put a bit of thread in it, just a touch of thread with the white and yellow that I have here. And I'm just gonna kind of soften this a bit. Not the white I'm putting in there, just the lines that I have in there. I'm gonna take white with yellow ochre, just white and yellow ochre. And I'm going to put some highlights in here. This is really bright in there. Stick. All right, good. I'm just adjusting colors. You know, acrylic dries darker, so I'm constantly adjusting colors. So I'm going to take a bit of white and yellow ochre and just adjust the color right here. And now down here. Same. More white and yellow, or more white and yellow ochre. You know, I don't use yellows a lot, you know, with white, because it's really kind of lemony yellow. It becomes too bright. But when I want something like a bright yellow, I try to put a bit of yellow ochre in it. So yellow, yes, yellow ochre as well to tone it down, and white. This is very bright in here. So I'm adding more white. Oh, the right, no, wrong place. That's okay. Okay, touch right there and right here. Go in if you need to around the man walking, you know, the guy who's walking in front. Go over it a bit. So when we paint him, we don't have gaps. So if you want to go over the umbrella a bit, go over where he's walking, that's fine. Okay, let's take a bit of ultramarine, put white in it, and then adjust right here. Oh. He's going to be over this. He's going to come over. Even the umbrella, where the umbrella is. All right. Let's get some red. Mix it with yellow ochre. Red is very strong. You don't want it to take over. And white right here to soften it. Yellow ochre will tone it down, make it earthy. White will give it that kind of soft pastel color. Wipe my brush. Let's put some hint of that red in here. One here, one down there. One on the side. One up here, more like an oval right there. Now, same color. I'm going to take same color, just put it down here a bit, right there. And I'm going to take at this point, burnt umber, mix my burnt umber with a bit of red, this red that I have down here, in here, red and white and yellow ochre. Okay, good. Lovely. Right, now, burnt umber. And once we do this, I'll just put a couple of burnt umber. Oh, sorry. And then I'll stop. Burnt umber. There's one more layer to go. Not layer, actually, detail. Okay, I have to adjust this because it's drying, it dried darker. So I have to highlight it. I'll go back to my yellow ochre. Yellow ochre seems to be the base color. Cadmium yellow light, white. And let's see if this is right. Yeah, It's good. So in this little kind of corner that I'm painting right now, I have yellow, and then I have a bit of white. I'm going to add it here. It gives it a shiny kind of nice detail in there. Now I'm going to take a bit of that white, red I have in there, put a bit of white in it. This is red, yellow ochre, a bit of burnt umber in it, and then I'm using white, and let's make it more yellow. So let's take more yellow ochre, white. So it has yellow ochre that's tipping more towards the reddish light. Oh, that's great. Push it in. Perfect. Before I stop, I'm going to take ultramarine violet. Ultramarine violet. Let's put a bit of yellow ochre in it and white. It needs to be toned down. It shouldn't be too strong because we're going to put right here. Let's give it a bit of more water in there. There's a burnt umber in there, and on this this is a line of burnt umber. I'm not gonna do a lot of detail in here. Just leave it just the way it is. It's enough. Maybe highlight the bottom of the window tiny bit.
Yeah, are you going to put those vertical lines in the window?
Yes.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yes, I will. I'm just letting the color dry.
Mm.
I'm just cleaning up this area right here. It doesn't matter what you put in there, what colors, just use the colors you have. Brown mixed with ultramarine violet, a bit of white. Now, we used red in this area, so we need to reflect this red in the reflection. See, yes, there is. So let's take red, mix it with our yellow ochre. Let's put a touch of ultramarine in it to tone it down. Let's see. Because the reflection on the pavement is not very strong, but it's there. Like there's a variety of reflection in there. Like there's blues, yellows, reds. So we don't want red to take over because, you know, red is strong. But this way, by using yellow ochre, a bit of red in it, ultramarine violet, and water down your color. Don't make it too thick. This is a reflection, and reflections are usually watery. There's a reason why the reflection is there, because there's water or there's something shiny. This is going to be a variety of different colors for the reflection layers, layering our colors in that reflection. All right. Some in here too, some reds in here. And I'm assuming this red is coming from something up here, but it doesn't matter where it's why there's red in here. Okay. Okay, so to put those lines, where are they? Where's the put the lines in that we see here on the window. They're a faint, they're a hint of a line. They're not heavy. I'm going to use burnt umber. Let's do it here. And ultramarine. Wipe my brush so it's clean. I'm just going to do this. Another one right there. This one is a bit larger, wider. Oh, geez. That's going to happen, but that's okay. It can be cleaned after. Again, load my brush. It's more like a glaze. It's not heavy. You can see there. It's not heavy. Another one, I would say here. Yeah, right there. Don't push too much. If you push, then you're going to spread the paint. Push on your ruler, and then keep your light, the brush stroke light. It will work. Another one, I would say right here. No, we should be okay. That's good. Now, I'm just going to clean up a bit this part. because it's more like a glaze. It doesn't dry fast, so we have time to clean. Now, if I want to darken this, that's easy. Now I can take more, let's say, burnt umber on my brush and just go over here, go over it. And we're good. Good. Maybe a bit here. All right. Good. Oh, I see a third very faint red in the back. So I'm going to take, again, cadmium red light, yellow ochre, lots of white, soften my red, earthy red. Wipe my brush, or even better, clean it. Come here, then add a bit of that in the back. Good. When we put the man over it, it will block. It will make it, this will look nicer even when he's in front, because it will give it depth. Since I have brown, I'm going to take burnt umber. Bit of white in my burnt umber. Wipe my brush. Come down here. Let's do this, all of this. Just simplify. Too many details in the. All right. This is highlighted all the way down, but there is a line in here. There's like a step or some kind of a line in there. Okay, so this went darker, the color. I'm just gonna pick up any of the colors I have. Any of the colors I have. Light colors. And I'm just gonna add it here. But it shouldn't be as light as this right next to it. It should be darker. So let's darken it a bit with yellow ochre. I'm going to take yellow, ultramarine violet, kind of darken the bottom a bit. I don't like when the highlight is all the way light from top to bottom. I'll probably eventually highlight more. Let's take a bit of red. This light pastel. Put it in here. Bringing some of these colors into this area.